Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for joining us at our annual Lassen's Resort Day celebration. This year recognizing the 104th anniversary of the grand opening of Lassen's Resort Hotel. If it's your first time here tonight, the backstory is that on May 7th, 1921, this beautiful hotel opened and the Lassen's family kicked off their festivities. And now she stands alone as our community's cultural beacon from the resort era, the only surviving hotel of more than 50 that used to grace the shoreline of magnificent Cedar Lake. I am Julie Zazada. I'm the Executive Director of the Cedar Lake Historical Association. So happy to have you here with us tonight. In summary, today's celebration is really all about people. Those who support our efforts, those who give selflessly of their time, and those whose stories we are honored to tell for future generations. And first, I have to begin by recognizing the most incredible volunteer team in the universe. So if you are a Lassen's Resort volunteer, will you please raise your hand right now so that we can clap for you and thank you for all of the effort that you have put forth. In anticipation for this night, I think it took at least 20 people to clean up the mess I had been making all winter long, and I still was making messes until this morning. So I'm just so thankful for all of you and so appreciative for your help. And you're going to still see, I will make a quick note here, you're still going to see a bunch of window frames. We're still under construction. So please just pardon that progress, and I hope you'll still be able to enjoy the gallery fully. So a couple of quick announcements before we start all of our awards and whatnot. The Dewey Line Steamboat Cruises will resume on Wednesday, June 11th for our 5th season. Let that sink in. We have been steaming across Cedar Lake for 5 years now. That is incredible. I'm so happy. Our fleet has also had some changes over the winter. Baby Dewey has moved on to retirement. She's now at a quiet little lake far from here, and we have a new boat. So on Sunday, June 8th at 2 o'clock, we welcome you back here because we will be christening Big Dewey. That will be her debut. She is a 1987 U.S. Navy whaleboat, and she will be providing history cruises and continuing our dinner and a cruise theme that we had established last year. So speaking of the Dewey Line, Tammy and my Centier Bank representatives, will you please join me over here? Don't trip on the cords. We are very proud to welcome Centier Bank as sponsors of the Steamboat for the 4th consecutive season now. This year they are underwriting the school field trip program. Hanover Elementary Schools have been bringing their 3rd grade classes here for an annual museum tour for decades. Tammy is my current coordinator of the program, and 2 years ago I approached her and I was incorporating this whole idea of a steamboat ride. Can we pull this off? And she's like, well, the cost might be a barrier, but otherwise I think we can do that. So through the generosity of donors, we were able to eliminate that barrier. And so now, all 3rd graders in Cedar Lake, including even MacArthur, all are able to have a ride on the steamboat as part of their annual school field trip. And for about 30% of those children, it's their first time ever on a boat. For 55% of the children, this is of course self-reported by the youngsters, it's their first time ever on Cedar Lake. I think they would know if they've ever been on a boat on. So 55% of the children in the past 2 years, it's their first time they've ever been out on the lake in the center of our community. So we are extremely proud of the outreach that we are able to have. And Tammy, I want to thank you for working with us, helping to make this possible. And thank you to Centier for underwriting a portion of our 2025 experience to bring these children out into Cedar Lake. The National Trust for Historic Preservation celebrates Preservation Month each May. The 2025 theme is Harnessing the Power of Place, where we are encouraged to celebrate the countless ways, big and small, that preservation work strengthens communities, breathes new life into neighborhoods, and builds a more connected society. As every preservationist knows, especially the ones that are here with us tonight, saving places becomes even more crucial when a special old place is threatened. On May 7th of 2021, we established the Beatrice Horner Cultural Award in recognition of founding member Beatrice Horner's vision, work, and love of the history of Cedar Lake, which fueled her passion to preserve this building. Luann, will you please join me?
Sure.
Luann Mill is one of our board members and a longtime volunteer, and if you saw the video from last year, we pulled a fast one on her because she was our award recipient and she didn't know it. She thought she was presenting the award. So tonight she joins us to announce the 2025 Beatrice Horner Cultural Award winner.
First of all, I want you to imagine that I have a great big smile on my face because I'm really happy to be here, but my face won't let me show it. Okay, we are presenting this year's B. Horner Cultural Award posthumously to Doreen Pittman. Doreen was volunteering here as long as I can remember and long before that. She assisted with the original renovation of the dilapidated building, which would become the museum. I will share a few of the memories that I remember. She began losing her eyesight due to a ruptured appendix. Despite her limited sight, she continued to volunteer. She served as president of the Cedar Lake Historical Association, and she took notes with a legal pad and a real heavy marker. She continued to lose her eyesight completely. Still, she helped with everything that the sighted volunteers, even as a tour guide. She coordinated the groups of ghost trackers until her health restricted her. I assisted her during those late nights. We stayed in a dark room to stay out of their way, and she told me so many stories about anything and everything that you could imagine.
Anna, will you please join us? Anna is Doreen's granddaughter. And she's also Chef Eric's fiance. So the award this year, Beatrice Horner Cultural Award 2025 for Dolores Doreen Pittman. Let it be known that on May 7th, 2025, in gratitude of volunteer and board member Dolores Doreen Pittman's gift of her time, that the Cedar Lake Historical Association posthumously bestows this cultural and preservation award to her. This association celebrates Doreen's generational legacy of service. Her mother, Maudina, tended to the cares of hotel guests as a maid at Lassen's Resort, and her granddaughter, Anna, curates culinary experiences that delight museum guests today. Her passion for preserving Lassen's Resort history, while she inspired a new generation to follow in her footsteps, is a model for us all. And so we always like to say, dream big and be determined. Anna, thank you for joining us in your grandma's legacy. So that's for you.
Thank you so much. Oh my gosh. I just need to hug you guys really quick. That was beautiful. I just want to say that this is just a shared legacy, and thinking of how the museum was my second home as my grandma did lose her sight. She did not lose her passion that she had for life and that she had for the community. And I was kind of her guide dog, and we would walk through the trenches of Cedar Lake, or lack of sidewalks, and we would go through, and I would help her with the windows, and she just would never miss a beat, and people would even be surprised that she was blind because she would lead tours and know exactly where everything was. But as I looked at photographs, which we have photos of my family on the inside in the lobby, it just made me realize, looking at these black and white photos, how I'm looking at history, and it made me realize how many other families have been a part of this legacy, and all of you are important, whether you've been here for decades or you just moved here yesterday. This place is such a beautiful home because of what we've made it, and I'm just so happy my family's a part of this. So thank you so much.
Thank you again for continuing your legacy.
Anna has been coming to the museum since she was a toddler, and she began volunteering at a very young age.
And As I understand it, playing with the exhibits and the art
Oh,
event.
I play on the piano.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was her place. So, congratulations. Thank you. Preservation Month is also your chance to show why this work matters. So if you're one of our volunteers, our supporters, our advocates, it's an opportunity to share the impact that you're making, how this place that you help us protect sparks joy, inspires wonder, and connects us to our shared history in ways that shape our future. So please make sure you sign the guest registry if you haven't done so. Share your email if you're not already on our list, because I'm going to send you out a notice next week where you can celebrate or recognize Lassens on the National Trust for Historic Preservation website. You're able to contribute and say how historic preservation is either benefiting your life or the fabric of our community. So I'm going to send that out to you next week. So please share, because we want Lassens to blow up there. You know, where's this little museum down in Cedar Lake that everyone is emailing us about? So. Now, if you've ever spent 5 minutes with me talking about the future of Lassens, you know that my mind is always dreaming of ways to enhance the visitor experience here at the museum. One of my volunteers spoke up really loud just now. While we have not made any progress on the creation of the hotel at Lassens Resort, I definitely invite you to tour the concept room upstairs tonight. Sign our letter of support if you have not done so yet in the past 2 seasons. You know, funding the future of Lassens really consumes a significant portion of my volunteer hours. I think I wrote 4 grant applications over the winter, so fingers crossed we get all of those. I have 2 more in draft mode, but from organizations like the John W. Anderson Foundation, Crown Point Community Foundation, Legacy Foundation, those are all local, to Indiana Historical Society, Indiana Humanities at the state level, we simply would not be able to create the new experiences and the new exhibits without their support. So I am extremely proud tonight to debut to you this evening our newest exhibit gallery room. The Story of Cedar Lake Exhibit Gallery that opened in 2021 laid the foundation for how we share Cedar Lake's history and its rich culture. In the interim seasons, we've been adding some new stories in the gallery, such as the Science of Steam and our first formal Potawatomi Heritage Display. Tonight, with a grant from Indiana Humanities in partnership with the National Endowment for the Humanities and donations from Larry and Sue Coffin, Brian and Lynette Kubel, and Pam Howard, the Cedar Lake Historical Association is very proud to present Summer at Cedar Lake. It's a room that highlights nostalgia, the activities that make summertime magical. Things like water skiing and water slides, events like Summerfest, hobbies like playing at the beach or flying a kite, fishing, golfing, boating, dancing, and the music. The music is our legacy. So we, the Kubel family, were the proprietors of the last dancing pavilion that was here on Cedar Lake Midway Ballroom. I think a lot of you recognize the name. I know it comes up a lot when we're out on the boat. And so we are going to debut this exhibit tonight in cooperation with all these people who are here to present with me. So we're going to do a little ceremonial ribbon cutting before we let you inside. And I have just a last logistical announcement after we cut the ribbon, and then we will take you inside for our evening festivities. All right, gang. Pam's got the ribbon. Coffins, come up to this side of the door. Hands on that side. Okay, coffins are on this side of the front door. Hands over here. Look at these scissors, Brian. Oh, everybody be careful.
Don't run. Don't run. Don't run with scissors.
They're very real, yes. Ready? Sure, let's count it down for him. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Yay! All right, so we're not going to make you stand outside. We're actually going to show you what's behind the door. But here's your 3 logistical announcements, okay? Number 1, like I already said, sign that guest registry. Every visit counts. You will never stop hearing me say that, so make sure you sign in. Please, no food in the museum gallery. We have a lot of things for you to taste tonight. We have a lovely reception sponsored in part by the Kubel family featuring the famous Midway Ballroom dip and potato salad, and some fried chicken, not from Midway, obviously, but in homage to Midway's fried chicken. What were they called? Chicken in a basket? Chicken in a basket. And our executive chef, Eric Hines, has spent 3 days, literally, it takes 3 days to make these recipes for us, handcrafting an homage to the orange aid that George Hetzler used to give for free to his dancers when he operated the dance hall at Midway Gardens. So you'll see the little ad. But yes, we have that for you as well. And he also made famous Lassen's Flapper Girl popcorn, so that's around the corner there if you haven't had any yet. And then there's a cash bar in the members lounge if you want any adult beverages tonight from the Samara family from the Hill. And then when you're in the cafe, we have Jack Shellac, the gramophone DJ of Speakeasy Summer Social fame. So Jack is here tonight to play music from the decades at Midway Ballroom, from the 1920s to the 1980s. He has found a bunch of artists that used to play here at Midway, and he's going to spin those hits. I'm sure he will dance with you as well tonight if you would like to do that. And then we have some little souvenir bottles, because New Year's Eve was a really big deal at Midway Ballroom, so the Kewell family produced a few little mini champagne bottles as a giveaway, so you can take one of those as a souvenir off the bar back in the over here where Jack's playing music as well tonight. So again, Mother Nature, she could have been a little nicer, but hey, after the week that we have had, this is okay. This works for me. I just want to welcome you to our official kickoff of summer, because again, summer starts sooner and lasts longer at Lassen's Resort. Thank you all for joining us tonight.